Today, I have the 15 Pro Max in front of me and the 14 Pro Max, and I want to put to the test to see if the 15 Pro Max is overheating. Apparently, there's claims coming out now. At the time of making this video, it's come out about a couple hours ago that the 15 Pro Max has been overheating, or the 15 series, should I say in general, has been overheating while it's been fast charging. Now, I haven't had this experience. I haven't really fast charged my phone. I just have it on the wireless charger for the last few nights, and I haven't had a problem even while using it. Apparently, it's been getting hot without a case on. Again, I haven't used it without the case on really except for the first day, and I didn't really experience any problems. But today, I want to try and chuck them both on the fast charger and see if I can make a problem with the 15 Pro Max, or see if it actually occurs. I also do have a digital thermometer here that I'm going to put to the back of the phones to see while they are charging and see if they do get really, really hot. Apparently, the claims are that the 15 Pro Max has been getting hot enough that you can't actually pick it up with your hands because it's that hot. So now whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I did see a photo that apparently got to the 47.7 degrees Celsius on the back of the phone, which is really, really, really hot. So I'm not sure if that's the case, but again, I want to put it to the test now and we'll check out the numbers. All right, currently the phones aren't plugged in. The 14 Pro Max is about 63% battery and my 15 Pro Max is about 16%. I'm going to take some temperature readings now. And let's see what the 14 Pro Max is directly in the middle of the screen. It says about 23.6 degrees and 23.6 degrees on my 15 Pro Max as well. So I'm going to plug them both in, obviously USB-C and then Lightning, to my 14 Pro Max, and then see what they get up to in terms of temperature. All right, so I plugged in my 14 Pro Max with the 140 watt MacBook Pro charger and then 65 watt charger USB-C obviously to my 15 Pro Max, to see if there's any difference at all. We'll come back in a few minutes to see what they are starting to get through temperature-wise, and I'm going to leave the screens on as well. Be interesting to know though, once it gets past 20%, apparently that's when it starts to get hot. Now, the 14 Pro Max, I wonder before it gets to 80 if it's going to get hot. I've never had a problem with it for the past year that I have been using it, so it'll be interesting now compared to the 15 Pro Max if it actually makes a difference. All right, so just after a few minutes, the temperature on the 15 Pro Max has gone up to 25.5. And then on the 14 Pro Max, it's pretty much gone up 0.2 degrees, so pretty much nothing. So that is actually really interesting right now, why it's gone up so much already, but we'll hopefully keep checking it throughout the video to see if it keeps going up. All right, taking the temperatures again, it says the 15 Pro Max is about 27.4. You guys can see that on camera right now, so I'm not lying, 27.6. And then the 14 Pro Max says about 25 degrees. So not too much of a difference so far. They are going up slowly. The battery on the Pro Max, 15 Pro Max, is at 26% already. So it's actually gone up almost 10% in the matter of about 4 or 5 minutes. So be very interested to see what happens in another 10 minutes time. So just taking temperature readouts at the back. The 15 Pro Max is about 31 degrees already. And then the 14 Pro Max is at about 27.6, I think it was. 26.7, should I say. So right now, the 14 Pro Max is at about 3 degrees cooler than the 15 Pro Max. So currently, it is a lot warmer. Another update, the 15 Pro Max is at about 33.3 degrees and the 14 Pro Max at about 28 on the back. So it is gradually getting hotter. The sides are hotter. I did feel on the sides of the 15 Pro Max, they are a lot warmer than the 14 Pro Max. So it feels like the titanium is actually heating up more than the stainless steel did. So that is very interesting with the new material change. So the phones have been charging now for a bit of time. It's been about 15 minutes so far. My 15 Pro Max is at about 41% battery already charged. The 14 Pro Max is at 77% charged. Now, to get some temperature readouts on the back, it is getting warm, the 15 Pro Max, but it's not that hot so far. We're currently getting about 35.3 on the back of the 15 Pro Max. And then on the back of the 14 Pro Max, we're getting at about 28.2. So it's almost getting up to about 10 degrees warmer soon on the 14 Pro Max. It is getting close to the 10 degree mark slowly on the 15 Pro Max. But I can tell straight away by picking up the 15 Pro Max and then the 14 Pro Max, the 14 Pro Max really feels a lot cooler in the hand straight away. So the temperature really hasn't gone up that much. All right, it's been another 10 minutes or so. My 14 Pro Max currently right now is at about 83%. And the 15 Pro Max is about 58%. Let's get a temperature reading of the back of the phones. So we have a temperature reading of 38.3. I don't know if you guys can see that on the 15 Pro Max. Now, the sides are getting hot. Now, it's not unbearable at all, so it's not too bad. So I don't know why people were saying it's going to be really hot. Right now, it's not that hot, and the 14 Pro Max is definitely cooler, like by a significant margin. Yeah, probably about 10 degrees cooler, 28.2, and hasn't really changed since the start. So this wasn't really charging from a low percentage. It was kind of about 60% when it started charging. So obviously it's not going to get as hot. I do understand that, but this is definitely 10 degrees hotter, and you can definitely feel it. All right, I've just taken another temperature reading on the 15 Pro Max, and it says the temperature's dropped down about 3 degrees. So I think once it's past 60%, the main part of the charging is kind of finished, or the faster charging part, hence why the 14 Pro Max didn't heat up as much. I do understand why, but yeah, the temperature is definitely dropping on the 15 Pro Max. So I definitely didn't get a readout speed or anything of 47, whatever it was. The 14 Pro Max is pretty cool to the touch, especially the stainless steel is a lot cooler than the titanium to the touch, but I honestly couldn't replicate the results to get this phone to 47.7 degrees. I don't know how they did that or what charger they did use, but it definitely didn't get that hot for me while actually charging it. All right, so the results are in for the charging test to see which got hotter. Like I said before, the 14 Pro Max, it definitely wasn't nowhere near as hot, and that's obviously because the battery percentage wasn't anywhere near as low as the 15 Pro Max. So I do understand why that never got as hot, but it did maintain its temperature at about 28 degrees pretty much the whole time once it did start charging. So it was much cooler to the touch, and it just felt a lot better in hand. Obviously, I don't know if the titanium is dispersing the heat differently, but from 16% to about 65%, this was the 15 Pro Max did get very, very hot. The highest I think I got was about 38.3 degrees. Now, some of the pictures that are coming out, people are getting to about 47.7. I felt nothing close to 47.7. This was pretty comfortable the whole time in your hand. It was a bit warm. The sides were more warm than what the stainless steel normally is, but again, it wasn't anything unbearable. Maybe in other tests, there are other factors that are playing into this. I'm not sure. But with these two phones right now, I didn't see a problem. My 14 Pro Max I never had a problem with, but the 15 Pro Max, I haven't had a problem with it just doing that test right now. Live on camera, there was no problems. There was no problems with this getting from 16 to 65%. I didn't find a problem. 38 degrees, I don't know if that's high or low for a phone. I'm not sure because I haven't really tested the 14 Pro Max. But again, I never had a problem with this before, and I don't see this being a problem. Now, that is the charging test. If you guys want to do another one where both of these phones are dead and then start again, I can do that as well. So let me know in the comments down below. But I just want to make this quick little video just to give you an update about the whole overheating and charging thing with the 15 Pro Max, and I thought I'd just throw the 14 in there for just good faith. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure to smash the thumbs up button. If you haven't seen the speed test between these two phones, check that out as well. It is very interesting, and the camera test as well. Again, it is something worth watching. So thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in another video.